Hi there, in this video clip I want to describe and talk about the concept of moles, M-O-L-E-S. I don't mean those beady-eyed, big-snouted little creatures, fairy creatures running about in the ground. Scientists use the term moles to describe the amount of atoms or molecules or ions found in chemical compounds and elements. In a previous video clip, I described atoms in terms of two numbers, the atomic number and the atomic mass. That is carbon, oxygen, 8 and 16. Let's take another one, sodium, 11 and 23. That is the atomic number, atomic number, atomic number. That is the atomic mass, and atomic mass. Let's look at carbon. Here's carbon, 6 and 12. Its relative atomic mass is 12. How many atoms does, for example, 12 grams of carbon contain? The answer is 6.02 times 10 to the 23. It's a large number. It's extremely large, and if I wrote it out longhand, it'd be 602 and 21 noughts added on. Hello, concand, draw on 23. It's a very, very large number. And if I took something like oxygen, 16, it also contains that same number of atoms. So if I took the atomic mass of any element or the relative atomic masses of a compound, let's take another one, sulfur dioxide, SO2, a gas. It also contains 6.02 times 10 to the 23 molecules of sulfur dioxide. That constant is called Avogadro's number, and it states that the relative atomic mass of all elements contain the same number of atoms, which is 6.02 times 10 to the 23. So let's look at an example. I've got 24 grams of magnesium. It happens that its atomic mass is 24 grams, so therefore 24 grams of magnesium is equal to 1 mole. How many moles is 48 grams? Well, 48 divided by 24 is 2 moles. 2 moles. Let's look at another example. Suppose I've got now, how many moles is 120 grams of calcium? Calcium, if I look on the periodic table, its atomic mass is 40, therefore the number of moles in 120 grams of calcium is 120 divided by 40 is equal to 3 moles. Isn't it? Yes, 3 moles. Yeah. Let's look at another example. More difficult. I've got 250 grams of iron. How many moles is 252 grams of iron? The atomic mass, relative atomic mass of iron is 56. Therefore, it contains 252 divided by 56 is the number of moles, and that is 4.5 moles. So, in general, we calculate the number of moles. It hasn't got any units. It's the mass in grams divided by the relative atomic mass. If I said, how many moles is this compound, or how many moles in this atom, it's simply the mass of the substance in grams divided by the relative atomic mass of the atoms or the constituent atoms in that molecule. I'll be doing more. People find this difficult, but it's simply I'm using moles to represent large numbers of atoms, ions, etc. found in chemicals. Before I move on to something else, I just want to point out something else. Suppose I took a simple equation. Sodium reacting with chlorine. I'm going to balance it up in a moment, and I get 2NaCl. If I balance that up, that is the balanced equation. Expressing it in words, 2 moles of sodium react with 1 mole of chlorine gas to produce 2 moles of sodium chloride. Another example. Let's take magnesium, Mg, being burnt in oxygen to produce magnesium oxide. I'll balance it up. Now, 2 moles of magnesium react with 1 mole of oxygen molecules to produce 2 moles of magnesium oxide. I'll be talking more about moles when I look at acids, alkalis, neutralisation, volumes of gases, etc.